Is 46 hours week of video games excessive? I'm 15 years of age and I spend most of my time on my video games, and my mother says I am lazy and need to get a job. Is she right, or am I just being stubborn? Balance, kiddo. It's all about balance. Play your games but don't neglect the physical world around you. Get your responsibilities taken care of. Study for that test. Do what has to be done. Then go grind out whatever it is you're playing. Work on that now. It won't be such a big shock when you become an adult and have adulting to do. 46 hours a week consistently. Dude. That's way too much. I think you know that too. That's why you posted here. Like if it was 1 week, I would get it. Maybe a new game you have been waiting for just dropped. Hell, I know adults have taken a day or two off when a game drops. But then they return to their normal lives. On the topic of getting a job, that's up to you. Though I think you should do something to diversify your time. New hobby. Learn a skill. Join a club. Attend events. Hang out with friends IRL. You're young. Use your time wisely, since you don't get it back. You know that a full-time job is 40 hours a week. So you're gaming more time than a full-time job would take. You're 15, so a job where I live isn't common for someone that young. You should focus on school. No one should go to school full-time and work. It's not healthy. It is a bit, yeah, but it's probably too late to get a summer job now, as I'm guessing you'll be back at school beginning of September. You could help your mum out around the house more or something, and that might help the situation. That's nearly 7 hours per day. That's way too much. The average US person watches 28 hours of TV per week. So, yes, 46 is way above average for media consumption. It's likely not sustainable. You will need to gain quite a bit less than that in order to live a successful life. Somewhere around 15 or 16 is probably a good time to start to balance things out a bit. Gradually gaming less and spending more time on school, work and self-development. At your age in the summer holidays, I think it not good. But you're bordering that real bad territory, as this can easily snowball into bad adult habits. Being immobile for 7 of your waking hours is not healthy, to say the least. I suggest you touch grass. Even if it's to give your eyes a break and to make sure your leg's ass doesn't die from lack of circulation. A 5-minute walk every 2 hours would be a good start. The amount of hours doesn't really matter, as long as it doesn't go at the cost of other things. If you start prioritizing the game over, for example, helping your family, studying, meeting up with friends, then it can become an issue. Okay for now, but short-sighted. You won't have time to sustain this lifestyle in the future. The reason it's short-sighted is because the consequence is not developing your life skills. You have a high chance of turning into someone people don't want to associate with, which will undoubtedly have a tremendous toll on the next decades of your life. So, it's not the end of the world, and you can coast for a few more years, but you will regret it in the future. Source loudly crying. Those are rookie numbers. My 14-year-old son loves playing games, but knows he couldn't this summer until he gained employment. He had a job lined up the second week of July. He plays competitive soccer and works 3-4 shifts a week. He can play games whenever he wants. As his parent, I couldn't be more proud of my boy. Do something productive and/or active, and no one will look at what you do with your free time. But you need to do something for it to be considered free time. 46 hours is a bit excessive. So is 40 hours of work. Maybe try cutting it down to 30 hours and see if you can find a part-time job for a day or two for 16 hours. That way you make your mother proud while also enjoying your gaming time. To me that sounds like a lot, but not necessarily too much. For a teen who isn't currently in school. I'm assuming you're still on summer break. That's more hours than the average full-time job. So I would say it's excessive. That's almost 7 hours a day. That's a lot. Bro, that's a lot. My little bro plays similar amount though. After school he hops on and plays from around 4:10. 6 hours by 5 is 30. I'd say he is playing around 40 including weekends. And that's still 6 less than what you ate putting in. Maybe just start gaming a little later in the day. Or take an hour break every day to stretch. Do some jumping jacks or squats or something. I get that many people find this excessive. And perhaps rightly so. But a bit of nuance is that he's 15. When I was his age I spent most of my time gaming as well. Probably getting hours very close to his. And I must say, no regrets. While it's no longer possible for me, even if I had the time, I enjoyed it a lot and look back at it fondly. So long as it doesn't impact your life such as relations or school, I don't see a problem. Start streaming on Twitch maybe. That way it's a job and you can have fun at the same time. Yes. Yes, she's right. It's better for you to be home safe. Instead of robbing people, start streaming and make more money than your parents. If you're spending that much time, then try to play professionally. You're 15. These new parents need to chill out. Work and being an adult for the rest of your life will always be there waiting for you. Being a carefree kid is a very small portion of life. Play 47 hours of games a week. Be a kid for as long as you can. Because one day you're rounding 40 with busted hands and feet, wishing you had the energy to play a game. Be a kid. That's my advice. Too much for what? It depends on your goals. Would your future self be more happy they played 46 hours of games and no exercise social time? Or if you played 20 hours of games, got in great shape, and had a more active social life? TBH, I did the same thing and I seem to be fine now. Live your life. It's excessive. Yes. You're really young. And you deserve to have more freedom and flexibility and to be a kid. But that doesn't mean you should disappear into media consumption more than the average adult works in a week. Moderation is key. Play video games. Have a part-time job. Finish your homework. Hang with friends. Actually get some sleep. Eat some non-junk food. Get some exercise. Don't do any of those things obsessively and you'll be okay. Yes. But don't cut down on video games for your mom. Do it for you. I've wasted so much time in front of a screen, delaying my life. Don't worry about work. Stay a kid and play your games, because when work starts your games will take a back seat and you won't be able to play as much. You'll still want to keep them for your downtime, but other things will slowly take its place. Work and family and one day maybe are so, but you always, even when you're older, need hobbies that makes you happy. I'm 15-year-olds shouldn't need jobs. You need to be a kid. Sure, you need to learn responsibility, but I highly disagree with a child needing to get a job.